DreAllDay.com.
Dre Philosophy Volume 0. Dre Baldwin's full philosophy on the mental game and life at DreAllDay.com. Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Topic of this video is someone asked me, this is a couple of years ago actually, somebody said to me, Dre, why don't you, in your YouTube videos, dress more professionally? Because then, he said if you do that, then more business type people might like you, or people might take you more seriously, or it might do this or it might do that for you, this individual. And the reason why he was offering this advice is funny, because he said he liked watching my videos when he was at work. But when he was at work, on his computer, somebody walked by, he had to minimize the video so people couldn't see it, because, and it's not even because he couldn't look at a video at work. He said because, I don't know where this guy works, but he said people would think it looked like hip-hop. That was his, it will look like hip-hop, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But I'm going to address this topic of people say, why don't you, and he wasn't the first person, I've heard somebody say this before, why don't you dress more professionally? If you want to be talk business and you want to talk to business people, why not dress more professionally in your videos? Now, if any of y'all ever seen me speak or seen any of my speaking material or even some pictures that I post, I do own suits, and I do put suits on depending on the occasion and where I'm at. But on a regular day-to-day basis, listen, I work on your game hat, tank top, white tees, basketball shorts, basketball sneakers. That's what I'm comfortable in. But I'm going to get into all that here in this video. Let's get to it quick. Number one point, and this is the most important thing you take from this video. Putting on a suit. If you have a suit on right now, let me tell you something. Putting that suit on does not make you a professional any more than, if you're watching this, you got a pair of basketball shoes on, any more than those Jordans make you a basketball player. See, putting on a suit does not make you a professional. A professional is a person who shows up every single day and gets the job done regardless of how they're feeling, and they get paid as a result of it. That's what a professional is. Definition of a professional in the dictionary is a person who gets paid for their work. My definition, work on your game definition, is you show up every day and do your job. Put them together, you show up every day, do your job, and you get paid for it. That's what makes you a professional. I am a professional. At everything that I do, I'm a professional. I get paid for it. This YouTube, I don't even consider YouTube that. This is charity. All right, I do YouTube for charity. I've always have, actually, for those of you all don't know. And putting on a pair of basketball shoes don't make you a ball player, right? You ever seen somebody walk around with some basketball gear on in the mall, and you like, yo, I know that dude can't play no ball. Or I know that girl couldn't even dribble a basketball if somebody handed it to her right now. That don't make you a basketball player, does it? So the clothes, as they say, the clothes make the man. I don't think so. The man makes himself, and then he puts some clothes on, and then they say, oh, the clothes make, no. The man makes himself at all times, based on your actions, not based on your clothes. Number two, I'm not in the fashion business. I don't think anybody would accuse me or confuse me for being somebody who's in the fashion business. I mean, I'm wearing a white tank top that costs probably like $1, taking it out of the pack that I got from Target. Listen, I'm in the value and life-changing business. That's what I do. I offer value. I help people change their lives, step their games up, work on their games, and become who they want to become, and I get paid for it. That's what makes me a professional. It's not the clothes. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody wants what I'm offering, they got to get it from where it's at. And the only place they can get it is from right here. They can't get it from anywhere else. So whether you like a suit, whether you like tank tops, whether you like Jordans, it don't matter, because whatever I'm bringing, you got to get it from right there. That's what building a brand is all about, that you become the thing that people have to come to get, and they can't get it anywhere else. When you're the only place that they can get it, when you're the source, you call the shots. When you're not the source, somebody else tells you what to do. Like this guy, he's at work. He had a boss. He got somebody who can tell him what to do. You can't watch that video. Can't be looking at hip-hop, whatever the hell that means. You got to wear a suit. When you got somebody telling you what to do, you haven't established your brand strongly enough. When your brand is strong enough, you tell them what to do. That's just what it is. It's nothing personal against anybody watching this who has a boss, but that's the situation. Let's just call it as it is. And listen, I've had bosses, so I understand exactly the position that you may be in. Number three, somebody's turned off. They look at this and they say, well, I like what you're saying, but I don't like the fact that you curse. Or I don't like the fact that you're black. Or I don't like the fact that, you're in Miami. Or I don't like the fact that you used to play basketball. Or I don't like the fact that you're not wearing a suit and tie. You're not dressed professionally. You got on a white tee. You be having on tank tops. You be having tattoos. And anybody who doesn't like it, good. I want people to not like it. See, I don't want everybody in the world. I'm not aiming for everybody in the world when I make my videos or do my podcasts or write my books. I'm not trying to please everybody. I'm not trying to get everybody in the world to be like, yo, Dre Baldwin. Everybody's not going to agree with you. Okay. The thing about establishing a brand, people, is that when you really start establishing your brand, not everybody's going to agree with you. Not everybody's going to be on board. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everyone's going to have something positive to say about you. You're going to have some people saying negative stuff, and it might be true. Their negative stuff may be based in truth. This guy said, you're not dressed professionally. You know what? He's right. I'm not dressed professionally. The way that we define professional dress is like a button-up shirt, maybe a tie, maybe a jacket. Like, that's professional, right? I am not dressed professionally right now. I 100% agree. And he saying that maybe he wouldn't watch or somebody else wouldn't watch because of that, good. I want you to not watch. Because anyone who's looking at that and saying, well, maybe his message is good, but I can't pay attention because he's not dressed perfectly good, get the fuck out of here. That's how I feel. And that's my brand. You understand? And somebody else's brand may be different. Somebody else could be talking maybe a similar topic to me, but they want to put on a button-up shirt and some slacks and some shoes. Look, perfect. You be you, I'm going to be me. You got to know who you are, and you got to be true to who you really are. That's why I said the man makes the man. It's not the clothes. You got to be true to what you are. Some people wearing that kind of clothing every day, that's their truth. My truth is what I wear and how I talk and what I do and what I'm about. So you got to know what your truth is. You can't establish a brand if you don't know what your truth is, because you ain't going to be true to anything. You're trying to do what everybody else is doing and adjust every time somebody has something to say. Fuck all that. You got to figure out what you're about and be about it. When you're really about it, people will respect it. Whether they agree with it or not doesn't matter, but they will respect it when you're being true to what your brand is. Understand what your brand is and stay close to it. Number 4, this person who told me this, as I said, he said people are going to think he's going to be watching hip hop, and he didn't explain that. He just said it's a long story. See, the problem is not me. See, he's saying I can't watch your videos because of the way you're dressed. I'm not the problem. The problem is him. See, the problem is you're at work, first of all, watching YouTube, so you're stealing from your company. Second of all, you're at work where somebody else can tell you what you can and can't do. Now, that's not my problem. That's your problem. You took that job. Third of all, you feel like somebody needs to dress a certain way so you can keep stealing from your company successfully instead of getting found out. Listen, again, that's not my problem. See, all these problems that he was bringing up in this video are all his problems. Whoever this individual was, I don't know. Again, I don't even remember who this individual was. Understand that this guy went to school for 12 to 15 years, the same thing that I did. You're listening to me. He's listening to me talk about the stuff that he should have learned in his 12 to 15 years of schooling, right? What is he listening to me for? You went to school, you went and got yourself a good job, got yourself a boss, got somebody telling you what to do. You dress professionally, I would assume, every day since he's trying to advise me to do it. Listen, what did school not teach you? Where did they fail you? Again, it ain't my problem, all these things that he brought up. This is this individual's problem. He needs to handle that. Point number 5, last point. It's the last point. It's the last point. Here's the funny thing about all this. People who say stuff like this, you should dress more professionally, you should wear a button-up shirt and all these things because people would take you more seriously and all these things of this. And almost every time somebody says this to me, it's coming from an individual who does not live the way that I live. And I'm not talking about material possessions or money or none of that. I'm talking about nobody can tell me what to do. I don't have a boss. I don't have a job. I do what I want to do. And I built my business off doing what I want to do and establishing my brand. But the people who try to give me this advice, they're not even in the same box as me. They're like saying, well, you could be a more successful entrepreneur, but they're not an entrepreneur. They say, well, you can have a better brand, but they don't have a brand. They say, well, you could get more fans, but they don't have any fans. So I'm like, how the fuck are you trying to give somebody advice on something that you don't even know how to do? Something that you've never even done in your life. Now, yeah, you could point to this guy and that guy and that guy, but what about you? And see if it's this guy, that guy, that guy. Let me go talk to them. We don't even need you. You don't even need to be in the room. You wouldn't even be part of the conversation. So understand that a lot of times when people are trying to give you advice, you need to look at their success in the area in which they're giving you advice. See, you wouldn't take fitness advice from a fat guy, would you? You wouldn't take money advice from a broke person, would you? You wouldn't take mental game advice from somebody who seems to have no discipline and is not confident and is not mentally tough. You wouldn't do that because it doesn't make sense. Like, yo, the thing you're advising on, you're not even good at. Makes no sense whatsoever. One time, I remember years ago, somebody had posted back when I used to use Facebook, somebody had posted on Facebook a video of mine from this is like 8-10 years ago. And it was like me doing some drill, and this guy said something positive like, yo, this is a great drill from Dre Baldwin, blah, blah, blah. And it had me tagged, so I saw it. And then in the comments, it was this fat white dude. And you could tell he was fat just from his profile photo. And he was like, well, a good defender would stop that move because, and he gave his reasoning for why the move wasn't that great. And I'm looking at the picture. I didn't say anything. I didn't comment or nothing. But I just remember laughing to myself. I'm looking at this dude's picture, and I'm like, what the fuck do you know about a good defender or a move or sports or just generally being in shape? Nothing. Like, you're fat. What the hell are you commenting on something that you obviously cannot do? So it was always funny to me. It's always been funny to me in life when people offer suggestions to someone on something that they have no idea how to do if the reins were handed to them. So you need to be careful of these people, because there's a lot of them out there. The world that we're in now, everybody can comment on everything, obviously. And a lot of times people are commenting on shit that they never done, have no experience in, no knowledge, no know-how. Nobody would ever pay them $1 to do it, but they want to talk. So you just got to be smarter than this. I'm addressing this just so it's out there, so now I don't have to address it again. It's on video, and I can share this with millions of people, and I never had to talk about this again. So there it is. That's all I got to say on that topic. You got something to say, y'all know what to do. The world is a commentary world now, so I ain't even got to tell you what to do. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.